Well, hey, look at there. A live look at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners' home opener is set for next month, March 27th, as they take on the Athletics. And the Mariners have a big announcement ahead of the game, and they're making it right here on Good Day Seattle right now. Legendary Mariner broadcaster Rick Riz joining us in studio with the big news. Rick, always good to have you.
Bill, it's always great to see you. Baseball right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers report in just 2 days.
And you're heading down to Arizona on Sunday for your
16th,
your annual spring training retreat. Okay, big announcement for opening day.
Yeah, opening day, March the 27th against the Athletics. They're no longer the Oakland A's, but the Athletics.
That's going to take some getting used to.
I know, it's going to be hard. But what's a lot of fun to do is watch Ichiro Suzuki. The newest member of the Baseball Hall of Fame was voted in last month. He's going to throw out the ceremonial first pitch on opening night, March the 27th, against the A's out at T-Mobile Park, 7:10. Get there early. Get there a couple hours before game time. But Ichiro's going to throw out the first pitch, and he becomes now, Bill, the fourth Mariner in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Dave Niehaus was the first, the great broadcaster.
Your partner for all those years.
25 years. And then, of course, Ken Griffey Jr. and Edgar Martinez in 2019, Jr. in 2016. And Ichiro is going to go in July of this year as one of the greatest players of all time. He should have been a unanimous choice, but one voter said no. I can't believe it, Bill.
Let's talk about that. Okay, so Ichiro's number 51 will be retired by the Mariners this summer as well. Now, he was voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. There was one writer, apparently, that held out and didn't include his name on the ballot. That prevented Ichiro from becoming a unanimous choice. What is your take on that? What could this writer possibly have against Ichiro and what he did?
I have no idea why he didn't vote for him, Bill, because here's a guy who started his major league career at the age of 27, didn't get his first hit until 2001 after starting in Japan for 9 years, and still had 3,089 hits, 9 years in the big leagues, and we're fortunate to have him all those years. He had 10 consecutive seasons of 200 or more hits. He set the single season hit record in 2004 with 262, breaking a record set by George Sisler that stood for 84 years, 10 consecutive years with a Gold Glove, on and on and on. Should have been a Hall of Famer on the one writer's vote, but he didn't. And I think what they thought was maybe he was just a sympathizer for Mariano Rivera, who wanted to keep Mariano as the only unanimous choice. Or
I can see that
he simply forgot, you know, which would be embarrassing to come out and say he forgot. Anyway, he should have voted for Ichiro. He should have been unanimous because he was Hall of Famer as soon as he walked off the field. In Japan, remember we went to Japan and 2019, played a 2-game series at the start of the year against the Oakland A's. And what a way to, you know, wrap up your career, starting in Japan, then ending in Japan. What a great player. And he's going to throw out the ceremonial first pitch on opening night.
That's going to be awesome. So tickets going fast already, but they're going to go like hotcakes once this comes out. You are not going to want to miss this one. Okay, so nobody watched Ichiro play in person more than you did. I think that's safe to say, right? There's probably nobody on planet Earth that watched him play every at-bat, or many of his at-bats than you.
Yeah, from 2001 to 2012, then the trade with a little time with the Yankees, and the Marlins unfortunately came back. And he's with us, by the way, every day at spring training, and with us during the course of the season as well. But he had the pressure and the weight of an entire country watching him perform and being the first position player to come over from Japan.
So much scrutiny on him.
Absolutely. Masanori Murakami came over in the mid-1960s and pitched a little while with the Giants, then Hideo Nomo in 1995. But Ichiro was the first position player. Everybody thought, you know, how are the numbers going to translate from over in Japan to the big leagues? And we found out right away.
I mean, right away. I mean, he came out gangbusters. That first series, he made his presence felt, and then he goes on to win the MVP, Rookie of the Year. His first season, the Mariners win 116 games.
And the throw. The throw put him on the map early in the season. We're playing
Terrence Long, right?
Oakland A's. Terrence Long at first base. Ramon Hernandez has a base in the right field. Long can run. And he tries to go from first to third. Ichiro gets that ball and throws a laser beam throw. Dave Niehaus had a great call. He threw something out of Star Wars, you know. And then David Bell was our third base. He just put his glove right there, and Ichiro threw a strike and down with the tag, and Long was out. And it announced to the world, the baseball world, that this guy was something very special.
Very special. And, you know, you talk about his approach at the plate. He might be the greatest contact hitter that ever played the game.
Yeah.
What was it about his approach that stood out to you at the plate?
What was amazing about him was that if he wanted to, Bill, he could hit 30, 40 home runs a year. But his job was to get on base and make contact. And what was amazing about him was he was able to move that front side, you know, starting to get out of the box. As a left-handed hitter, his father taught him to hit left-handed because it was a shorter distance to first base. But he was able to keep his hands back, swing down and through the ball, and just hit the ball hard to left center field, or serve it to left center field, or anything middle in he could turn on and hit a long way. We've seen that a few times as well. But nobody had a better bat-to-ball skills than he did. And he reminded me of Rod Carew.
Yeah.
You mentioned off the air, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs. He was a master of putting the ball in play and not striking out. And then once he got on base, he'd easily go from first to third, score from second base, steal bases. He was just fun to watch.
Okay, we got to talk about this year's ball club. You're heading down Sunday. The pitchers and catchers reporting this week. Let's talk about this ball club, because the pitching is not the issue. They have a championship caliber pitching staff. Yeah. It's the offense. And a lot of fans have said, well, gosh, why didn't you go and do more? But you had a good point about the lineup already in place.
Yeah, and the offense obviously struggled last year. However, at the end of the year, when Danny Wilson took over as manager, and especially Edgar Martinez as the hitting coach, he got these guys to realize, hey, cut down on your swing with 2 strikes. Don't strike out. Striking out is a bad thing. We struck out way too much as a team. Put the ball in play, and that's what Edgar did his entire career, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. You know, swing 80% with 2 strikes, hit the ball the other way, hit the ball up the middle. We started to do that. And the ball club in the last 34 games of the year, Bill, went 23-11. And Julio turned things around after he struggled for 5 months. Hit, you know, 220, 230, whatever it was. But then he hit over 300 that last month of the season, last 34 games of the year. And everybody really turned it around. But this year, we're going to have Randy Arozarena, an all-star, 2 years ago for the entire season. We'll have Victor Robles all year long. He was let go by the Washington Nationals. We got him on June 1st.
I mean, that was a great reclamation project for us.
No doubt about it, Bill. He was incredible in the second half of the season, one of the most exciting players in the game. We'll have him all season long. Cal Raleigh, who I just love, 34 home runs, 100 RBIs, you know, and J.P. Crawford is going to be healthy. You know, he had the hand issue and another injury as well. So, you know,
and we get Matt Brash back.
And Matt Brash is going to be back. We missed him all last year. Hopefully Gregory Santos is going to be healthy. Trent Thornton stepped up last year. And a few other guys in the bullpen. Taylor Saucedo is, you know, from here in the Northwest, but we have one of the best closers in the game in Andres Munoz. So, but that starting staff is the best in baseball. With The Rock, Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, an all-star last year, George Kirby, an all-star 2 years ago, and then 2 of the best young pitchers in the game, Bryce Miller and Brian Wu. There's an ace who starts every 5 days on the club, so it's going to be.
We are so blessed that way, and we're blessed to have you in the booth calling the action for us. The legend himself, Rick Riz, is here. You can see Ichiro, the other legend, throw out the first pitch for yourself. The Mariners home opener coming up March 27th as they take on the Athletics.